Welcome everyone, I'm Admin1 of ViniFX, and today I'm actually playing a game, or at least a demo or beta thereof, by a Total Carnage comrade named Mirgil01. This game is called Uno-Prospero. I'm actually not familiar with the universe I think this is at least partially based off of, but that just makes it all the more fresh and new for me, I imagine. Now, as some of you may be aware, this game requires a Nimbus controller to play. I got this right here. Got this from Best Buy. It was a bit of an odyssey, relatively speaking, to get it, because initially I ordered it to be delivered to my house. But when I was notified that it had been delivered, I looked around, all around, everywhere, outside my house, and found that it was nowhere to be found. I waited a little while, because sometimes they will jump the gun as far as reporting when your item's been delivered, but still nothing. I called them, and they basically let me have a replacement item to pick up at a store. The problem being that the store is in Nampa, a little over half an hour away, and of course the traffic was a bit worse given that there's people doing Christmas shopping and everything. At least I'm sure that's part of why Boise is also very much a growing city in the Idaho area in general. But aside from that, I did get a good excuse then to go down to Nampa to scout some places out for a yet-to-be-disclosed project. But I finally got it. Now, I'm not very experienced with game controllers. I played PlayStation 1 and 2 games years ago, but I'd probably be a bit rusty at that setup. And for that matter, when I would play Marathon, the game that I'm best at, on an Xbox, I didn't do as well. It was sort of like being totally fresh at the game all over again. So, I may suck at this game pretty badly, but that might just add to the entertainment value. Thankfully, this is probably the most like a PlayStation. It's closer to that than to any other control that I'm familiar with, so shouldn't be that much of a learning curve. It's Bluetooth powered. Anyway, I believe that's enough introduction for now. Let's just launch right into it. This is Mirgil01's game, or at least beta or demo for it, called Uno-Prospero. Let's begin. Made with Unity. Okay, so we start off with some very rich ambient music, some water drips. Let's see if this works. Okay, yes. So the left joystick, move the character around. Right joystick changes the perspective, and we see, the kind of a sprite-based thing. I'm not sure how much Mirgil01 wants me to give feedback on it, because it might be a bit redundant, the feedback I would give. After all, this is, I think, a demo/beta, so whatever input I might have, he may already have in mind to implement. But it's interesting, seeing how the panning conforms, at least for the most part, with, the walls. So like you zoom in, sorry, the most you zoom out is kind of limited by the walls. Also an interesting choice, how it's kind of like a paper flip when you turn left or right. But anyway, this is pretty smooth moving. Let's see what other controls we have. I'm guessing the reason you can't see your feet is that there's water. Maybe they're a bit submerged in there. The water is pretty shiny. I don't know who this character is. Looks fairly similar to a character in one of his comics. Not Zemi, but I think another one I saw. Anyway. So, and I'm hearing the music pick up, by the way. So there's A, okay, that jumps you up. Okay, yeah, so our feet are submerged in the water. Then X doesn't seem to do anything. Y, B. The directional buttons don't seem to do anything. L1, R1, L2, R2. Okay, so it seems basically stacked in the favor of the joysticks and the A button. So, with that in mind, let's explore. Let's see if there's anything, say, up there. Looks like there's a ledge. I don't think I can jump up there. I don't imagine there's like a combo move. Yeah, it's just the straight up jump. Almost like a levitation the way it's looking right now. Oh, that's cool. I see the brightness and shading conforms with that of the area in which the character is. Keeping an eye out on anything that I might miss. So this looks like something I might be able to jump into, up to. Okay, so then I go up here. Maybe? There we go. Takes a bit to get used to. Actually, let's see something. Seems like I have to sort of time the... Actually, wait, what's that? For a bit there, it looked like she was hovering just a bit above air, like she wasn't... Yeah. I guess she has to be like completely off. The circle there has to be completely off of a surface for it to drop off from it. But anyway, it seems like you have to time the moving with the jump maneuver just right for the jump to actually register. That's interesting too. You saw there's like a weird collision thing where she kind of bumped up against the wall, and then there's like a zone where she kind of went up and down quickly before dropping back down. I'm not sure what that is. So this maneuvering will take a bit to get used to, but I think it's doable. That's weird. It almost seems like she's about to get up to the top, but something in that final part of the wall before you reach the next floor stops her. There we go, that works. Okay, I'm not gonna mess around with that anymore, except I'm going to see what else is here. Looks like there's a similar area. This has 2 platforms. I don't know if this platform has a reason for it. Wait a minute. See, there's like a bit of a whoops. Yes, the close-up of the neck. All the Amish people out there are squealing in delight. Okay, so I noticed something on the wall. Like, when you turn it just so, I guess it's not a big deal because you kind of have to try in order to see it. For the most part, you have to be like right up against it and do the camera turning thing, but it did catch my attention when it first happened for like a split second. So, yeah, there we go again. So it looks like you can't just like jump going right up against it. You have to kind of run jump just before reaching it. There we go. Okay, so I'm getting better at the jumping maneuver, the run jumping. Seems like this all have their own sort of nuances and quirks and mechanics. Kind of like, you know, Tomb Raider, the way you would have to really master the run jumping. Okay, so making sure there are no hidden parts that I might miss if I'm not really looking. I want to be proactive here. There's a weird moment there where it's like you were like zooming in really fast over and over and going back. So looks like that's all for that area. Yep, there's that weird quirk again. Maybe this is just for practice. But since it's just here, it doesn't seem to go to anything, I'll check and make sure there are no secrets I'm missing. I suppose if there are, they could all be accessible by run jumping from here. I don't think that there are secrets, and it looks like there definitely aren't, but I want to make sure. I don't even know how much of this level there is, or what sort of game it's supposed to be. If it's supposed to be more like a general exploration thing, or if there's a plan to implement combat elements into it or something like that, maybe RPG elements. But I will say, I do enjoy this general atmosphere. It's kind of clean, Spartan, and desolate, especially with the sounds, you know, the raindrops and the ambient music. This looks almost like a bed, by the way, but parts of this actually remind me of what Marathon Green would have been before, you know, before Mijol01 snossed and lost because I made Marathon Green instead, which is a joke, of course. But now we're getting to some darker territory. I feel like I've got to really watch my back. I wonder what's supposed to be outside. Like, looks like there's some kind of skybox, but I can't really make it out when I try to maneuver the camera to see it. The maneuvering almost looks like with the circle underneath her. It looks like she's hoverboarding almost, or something like that, like skateboarding. Okay. Looks like this takes me back to the beginning. I don't know if this does any damage. Yeah, back to the beginning. Alright, well I think that's all for at least what's been finished so far of Uno-Prospero. Miragel01, let me know if there's anything else I've missed. I still have this, and who knows when this will come in handy again. But, you know, if nothing else, you gotta have the holiday spirit, so I wanted to do this for you, which I probably would have done in general anyway, but, you know, given the time of the year, it seems like it was just appropriate to do it. So, anyway, thanks to everyone for watching. Thank you, Miragel01. I hope you continue to create and that you add more to this over time. There was more nuances about like the shading, like right behind the character there, that little corner, the wall, the ceiling, or ledge rather. But anyway, Merry Ugemas. Alright, have a good one.